The night air in Hollow Bend, Texas, always carried with it a quiet that felt too heavy, too suffocating. The town was small, tucked between long stretches of empty highways and flatlands, with a population barely scratching 1,000. Most nights, you could hear the whine of coyotes, the occasional rumble of an 18-wheeler far off in the distance, or the rustle of wind through fields of dry grass. But there was one night where the quiet was broken not by natural sounds, but by the footsteps of a boy named Evan Miller. He was 15, lanky, and restless, and he had stayed out later than he should have, messing around with friends and daring each other to walk through the old cemetery on the edge of town. By the time Evan started the long walk home, the moon was just a sliver in the sky, half hidden by drifting clouds. His sneakers scuffed along the cracked sidewalk, the lamplight above buzzing faintly. He had his hood pulled tight and earbuds in, trying to drown out the loneliness of the road with muffled rock music. But as he rounded the corner near the abandoned feed store, he noticed something that made him stop cold. There was a girl standing on the shoulder of the road, just at the edge of the light's reach. She wore a white dress, so clean and out of place against the dust and grit of Hollow Bend. Her hair was dark and tangled, falling down past her shoulders, and her arms hung limp at her sides. Evan thought at first she might be lost, maybe some stranger who wandered too far from town. But then she stepped forward into the faint yellow glow of the street lamp, and Evan's throat tightened. Her eyes weren't right. They were black, not dark brown, not shadowed by night, pure, solid, endless black, stretching across her entire sclera where the whites of eyes should have been, to bottomless pools of darkness, reflecting nothing, giving nothing back. Evan took one shaky step back. Hey, you okay? He asked, voice trembling. The girl tilted her head, as if curious about his fear. Then she spoke, her voice soft and fragile, like a child's. Can I come with you? I'm so cold. Something in the way she said it made every nerve in Evan's body scream. He didn't answer. He just turned and ran, his sneakers pounding the pavement as his music blared in his ears. He didn't dare look back, not once, until he slammed the front door of his house behind him and locked it. His mother, half asleep on the couch, scolded him for being late, but Evan didn't hear a word. All he could see were those black, empty eyes. The next morning, Evan's bed was empty. His mother thought maybe he'd gone to school early. When the school called to report, he never showed up. Panic spread fast. By the afternoon, the entire town knew Evan Miller was gone. Whispers began circulating, hushed at first, then louder. People said he wasn't the first. 30 years ago, children had gone missing in Hollow Bend too. Back then, the sheriff had written them off as runaways, but some old-timers remembered the rumors. They spoke of a girl seen on the edge of town, a girl with black eyes who asked to be let inside. Anyone who spoke to her, anyone who acknowledged her, was never seen again. The story reached Leah Grant, a 32-year-old journalist for the county paper. Leah wasn't the type to buy into ghost stories, but she had grown up in Hollow Bend. She remembered the strange hush that fell over the town whenever the black-eyed girl was mentioned. When she was a child, her grandmother had warned her, "If you see her, Don't look into her eyes. Don't answer her. Don't let her in. Leah had laughed it off then. But now, with Evan gone and the whole town buzzing, she felt a gnawing curiosity she couldn't ignore. She began digging through the archives in the old town hall. Dusty microfilm reels and yellowed newspapers told of 3 children who vanished in 1991. Before that, in the 1960s, another pair, no bodies, no clues, just vanished. In one crumbling police report, scrawled notes described a witness who swore she'd seen a girl in white standing by the roadside the night before the disappearances. The handwriting in the margin caught Leah's eye, eyes black as coal. The deeper she went, the stranger it became. An even older record, dated 1892, listed the death of a child named Mary Hensley. She had died at the age of 9 under mysterious circumstances. Her grave was in the old cemetery, the very one Evan and his friends had dared each other to visit that night. Leah found herself staring at the dates on the record. Mary had died in 1892, but sightings of the black-eyed girl had been reported ever since that night. Leah drove out to the cemetery. The wind howled across the gravestones, carrying with it the smell of wet earth and decay. Her flashlight beam danced across tilted stones until it landed on one small marker at the far edge, half swallowed by weeds. The name was barely legible, but she made it out. Mary Hensley. Born 8083, died 8092. A small lamb was carved at the top of the stone, its features worn smooth by time. Leah crouched down, brushing dirt away from the inscription, when she felt the air shift. A coldness, unnatural and sharp, sliced through the night. She froze, every instinct screaming that she wasn't alone. Slowly, she raised her head. At the edge of the cemetery path, a girl stood in a white dress. Her head was tilted, hair falling forward, her lips curved in a faint, almost sweet smile. Leah's flashlight trembled in her grip as it lit the girl's face. And there they were, those black, endless eyes. "Can I come with you?" the girl whispered, her voice cutting through the still air. "I'm so cold." Leah staggered back, nearly tripping over a stone. "Stay away," she muttered, forcing her voice to hold steady. "Stay the hell away from me." The girl's smile widened, unnatural, stretching too far. Then she stepped closer. Leah turned and ran, heart hammering in her chest, the beam of her flashlight bouncing wildly. She didn't stop until she was back in her car, locking the doors even though she knew it wouldn't matter. 4 days afterward, she couldn't shake the image of those black eyes. She barely slept, barely ate, consumed by the need to understand what she had seen. Rationale explanations crumbled. She had been face to face with something that wasn't human. Something that had been haunting Hollow Bend for over a century. But the worst part was the whispers. They began the following night, faint at first, like someone murmuring through the walls of her house. When she pressed her ear against the plaster, she couldn't make out the words, but she knew the voice. The girl's voice. "Let me in, please. I'm so cold." Leah tried ignoring it, but the whispers grew louder, closer. One night, she woke to find her bedroom window open, though she was sure she had locked it. On the glass, smeared in condensation, were small handprints. Her sanity frayed. Sleep-deprived and desperate, she set up a recorder, hoping to capture proof. At 3:14 a.m., The device clicked on by itself. Hours later, when she played it back, her blood ran cold. The voice was clear, fragile, pleading. "Can I come inside? Please? I'm so cold." Followed by another voice, her own, whispering back, though she had no memory of speaking, "Yes." The next morning, Leah's car was still in the driveway. Her coffee cup sat half-finished on the kitchen counter, but she was gone. No trace, no struggle, just gone, like all the others. Days later, children at the bus stop whispered to each other. They had seen her, a woman standing beside the girl, in white. Leah's hair was the same, her frame unmistakable, but her eyes were as black and endless as the night. And she smiled, standing hand in hand with the black-eyed girl, waiting for someone else to speak to them. Because in Hollow Bend, the legend wasn't a story. It was a cycle. And once you saw her, once you heard her voice, there was no escaping the cold.
Please like and subscribe channel Fear Frequency for more horror stories. Thank you.